So today we're going to be looking at denotation and connotation. Denotation is the dictionary and literal meaning of a word. Connotation, on the other hand, is the emotional, contextual, or cultural meaning attached to a word. With connotation, we have shades and degrees of meaning. So, for example, the words home, house, residence, and dwelling all have the same denotation. These words all mean a place in which someone lives. However, the connotation for each word is different. When you hear the word house, you might think of the physical building. When you hear the word home, you might think of the place where your specific family lives. When you hear residence, it's a little bit more cold. Maybe it's an apartment complex, or maybe it's a place where people stay, but it just doesn't have that home feeling. And then dwelling is very primitive almost. Most people hear the word dwelling and do not think of the house that they live in. Some other examples are vagrants, people with no address, and homeless. Again, they all mean the same thing, people without a place to live. However, when you hear the word vagrant, you might think of a nuisance, somebody that's going to be a little bothersome. People with no address is more official or neutral, businesslike. And then somebody who's homeless might be somebody that you pity or you want to give charity to. It's not necessarily as negative of a word as the word vagrant. Keep in mind that authors choose to use certain words in their writing with the hopes that those words will bring about certain emotions in the reader. One of the problems with connotation is that it can be very subjective. For example, someone who had a good home life might have positive images when they hear the word home, versus somebody who had a negative home life might have a negative reaction when they hear the word home. The goal is to try and figure out what reaction the author's going for when they use certain words in their selection.